Hi everyone, my name is Jen and welcome to the book Refuge and welcome to my September TBR. So we're having a bit of a change up for the rest of the year. I have decided to do away with my TBR game. I really focused in on romance this year, and the prompts that I had created at the start of the year had a lot to do with the fantasy and contemporary books that I owned, and I'm just not in the mood for them. And so I was finding that the majority of the books I was pulling just were not getting read, and I'd rather make TBRs that I'm excited to work through instead of ones I feel like are a job. So going forward, as you will have seen from my vote on my TBR, I'm planning to still have the historical romance buddy read, and then I'll do one that's like a fantasy / other category. So I'm really only having one book a month that's not in my normal track, right? And I feel good about that. I think that'll be more doable because I'm such a mood reader and my mood is romance all the time. So this way there's only like one book that I'm having to worry about that way, and I think that that will make it more doable. So looking into September, there are a lot of amazing books coming out this month. A lot of them are near the end of the month though, so I'm not going to be putting those on the TBR just because I don't know that I'll like get to them. But there are a couple new releases for sure that'll be on this list, as well as I'll go over our 2 buddy read picks. And then I just picked some randos off my shelf that I'm wanting to get to, a few more historicals, paranormal, and some contemporaries. So let's go ahead and dive into what the buddy reads are going to be for this month. If you don't know, if you missed my vote on the TBR poll, I put that up usually midway through the month, about a week before I do this TBR video, and there's always a Google Forms where you can vote on my picks. And then I have a Discord, which is always listed down below, where I have the buddy reads. You can make video requests there. I have an Outlander channel. There's not as much going on with that because we're in, the dead space, we're in Droughtlander right now. But yeah, so the fantasy pick that got chosen, which I'm not surprised that it did, which is kind of why I put it on the list, because I need to get to it. And that's Crescent City, The House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. So this is book 1 in her series. This book is a chunker. It is 800 pages long, and over 50% picked this book. So that's going to hopefully happen. A lot of people I really trust have really liked this. In regards to how much romance, I had some people ask me. I know that it's a pretty slow burn. I've heard there's only one sex scene in it, and it's not super explicit. Maybe it is, I don't know. But I know that it's building into more because this is going to be a longer series. So that's okay. I trust Sarah J. Maas. She does build with her steam. I was hoping that it being an adult novel meant there would be more in it, but I trust her with building it. And since the next ACOTAR book is going to be coming out soon, I was like, okay, I can read the Sarah J. Maas that I own because it's not too much longer till I'll get another book. So this is going to be one of our buddy reads, so make sure you get a hold of this, whether you're doing audio, physical, ebook, whatever you're going to do. Try to read that sometime during September and check in with the chat if you want to talk more about it. The historical romance pick for the month, which I'm very excited that this got picked. I was hoping it would be the one chosen because I read another book by this author last month and I loved it so much, and that is The Secret by Julie Garwood. This book, again, was not the same percentage as this, but it was a good 30 to 40% picked this one. This is about a girl who she gets sent to be picked up because her friend is gonna have a baby, and she ends up falling for the guy who picks her up or something. But I read one of her other Scottish books, which was The Bride, and I cried so much. But I cry all the time, as my friend Lynn would say, so it's not a surprise. But I don't care, Lynn. It touches me, okay? And I cry. I'm not cold-hearted yet like you. So make sure you join the Discord if you want to read this with us. I've seen a lot of the historical romance booktubers. They're made their way through this one and they love it. I don't see why I wouldn't love it. Julie Garwood had everything I wanted. She had a great story. She had funny characters. She had deep storylines, and she had steam. Like, it had everything I want in a historical romance. And I think this one was in the 80s. Nope, 1992. So just a year older than me. So that's going to be our second buddy read. Then I will tell you the 2 new releases that I'm planning to read. One of them comes out September 1st, and I'm planning to buy it immediately, and that is Blood and Honey by Shelby Mahurin. You would have seen this on my anticipated releases for fall, and I can't wait for this. I loved Serpent and Dove. My sister really liked it too. That was an enemies to lovers. There's witches and witch hunters. There is evil witches and good witches. There's all different powers. And it was pretty like steamy for what it was. Like, it has some good steam going on. So it's kind of in the new adult side, and I'm so excited for Blood and Honey. I can't wait to read it. It's gonna be great. Also, I just got approved for this ARC. So right before I made this video, the ARC came through for Well Played by Jenn. That comes out September 22nd, I think, is what I have. So I'm gonna try to read this book at the beginning of the month to get a review out there. I'm so happy that I got approved for this. I've been having bad luck not getting the ones that I want on NetGalley, and I finally got approved for some today. I feel like there's a day of the week that they go through and approve them or something, which totally is fine. But sometimes I feel like they approve it too late. Like, they'll have a first wave, and then if they get enough reviewers who actually review it, they like won't keep going. Because there's been times where like I got approved for a book like 3 months before it comes out, and then there's sometimes where I get approved 2 weeks before it comes out, and then I'm like, well, unless I really want to read that book, I'm probably not going to get to it before it comes out, because I have to be in the mood for it. And the mood that I'm in when I ask for the book is different than when I actually get approved for it. So that happens sometimes. But anyway, I didn't completely love Well Met, but Well Played. The characters in this one, I think it's supposed to be kind of a like friends to lovers maybe, where the first one was like enemies to lovers. And in this one, they both work at the Renaissance Fair, and something's gonna get started, I think. I don't know too much about it, but I liked the characters we got introduced to in the first one. I just felt like it didn't have enough steam in that one, and it was, their like miscommunication was dumb. All right, so those are the new releases. Then I want to talk about the historical romances I'm planning to read, and I have 3 of those. The first one I think a lot of you will be excited about, and I was like, why not? It's time to do it. So the first historical romance I'm planning to do, well, I said historical romance. I don't think it's a romance. I think it might just be historical. Sorry. Is Lord John and the Private Matter by Diana Gabaldon. All right, see, here it is. Beautiful. I have all of these. This is the first one in the Lord John novels, from what I can tell. This one takes place in, let's see. This one takes place in 1757, and it's set during the time just after Lord John has left Jamie at Hellwater as a Jacobite prisoner. So I thought this was the first one, but the Scottish prisoner would take place before that then, wouldn't it? But that's the order I see in all the books, so I'm just gonna start with it. To me, it doesn't really matter because I know they're all like independent things going on anyway, so I don't think it will matter too much. So I'm so excited to read a book by her that isn't 500 pages. This one's only 300 pages, and I'm gonna give it a go. So I'm gonna try to get through this. Of course, I'll do a review for this. It feels good to read more by Diana Gabaldon, because who knows when we'll get Go Tell the Bees That I'm Gone. I don't know, but I'm really excited to give this one a go. Then I will be reading a Lisa Kleypas. I want to try to read 2 or 3 of her books every month, even though I want them to last forever. I looked at my collection, and I still have about 12 of her books that I haven't read yet. So even though I own almost all of them, I haven't read all of them yet. So this one I'm excited for. This is Then Came You, Lisa Kleypas. I think this is one of the original covers. It might be. I'm not sure. But this one was written in 1993, so the year I was born. That's awesome. It's 27 years old. And I believe this one is about, yeah, Lily and Alex. So this is the prequel, well, not the prequel, but the companion series to like The Gamblers of Draven. So this is, or Draven, whatever. So this is related to Dreaming of You. And I met Lily and Alex in Dreaming of You when I read it. So I'm excited to read about them because there's a few tidbits I picked up from that and I want to read it. So this one is Lily is a like independent woman and she wants to rescue her sister from marrying Alex, and she ends up falling for him. But I think she is with Derek at some point. Derek Craven, yeah. That's why I said Draven. I smushed his name together. Jesus. Because she mentioned some things that they were to each other in that book. So yeah, I'm really excited to read this. I probably won't buy the audio because the audio for some of her older books I've heard has been altered at different times. So I'll probably just read the book. Then this was also on my vote, but I want to read it anyway, and I want to read it now because I've read all of her Victorian Rebels books, and I want to start her new series because the next book comes out soon. So I'm going to read How to Love a Duke in 10 Days by Kerrigan Byrne. This is the first book in a new series. This is about a duke needs to find a bride, and she needs to find a husband to save her family from bankruptcy. So there we go. I'm sure it's going to be dark and beautiful and awesome. I love Kerrigan Byrne. She makes me so happy. So yeah, because All Scott and Bothered, which was supposed to come out in spring of this year and got pushed to later in this year, I want to read that one too. So there we go. I'm going to read another Kerrigan Byrne. And then I have one paranormal that I'm planning to read, although I will be reading Neilani Singh as well. I just didn't put her like on my TBR because I'm just reading those as fast as I get through them. And so to decide where I'll be by the time it's September, because I'm filming this like a week early, I could be done with it already. I read all of the IAD books in 2 weeks. Like I didn't even have time to put those on a TBR because I started them mid-month and I finished them in like 2 weeks. So I'm not putting her on here, but I'm definitely reading her as well. So this is book 3 in the Torpedo Ink series by Christine Feehan. I read the previous two the last 2 months. This is about a motorcycle club that has paranormally advanced members, and they rescue kids from slavery and women from sex slavery too. So they have this big tough biker gang, and they go undercover in other gangs as well as in other operations which are dealing in human slavery, human trafficking, and they're amazing. So this one's supposed to be about Ice, Ice's job, I think Ice is the one who, what's Ice's power? Because each one of them has different power. I don't know. I think he's the one who can like tell if you're lying. I'm not sure. But these are always like super intense. Oh no, he's the secretary and I think he does that. Yeah. These books are always super sexy, super intense, and very dark. But they were the Christine Feehan that it was the safest to dive back into, because all of her other series, there's so many books in them, and this is like her current like newest series. So I started with, you know, this just a couple months ago, and also these books were on KU, the first couple were anyway. So I'm planning to read Vendetta Road when I get to it. Then I have 2 contemporary romances to read. I want to read Undercover Bromance because the second one to this is supposed to come out soon. I really liked the first one, which was the Bromance Book Club, and this one is about Braden Mack and Liv Papandras, which I can't say that, but they are going undercover to expose her ex-boss for being a jerk, I guess. There we go. And then this one is book 3 in the O'Malley series by Katie Robert. So I purchased all of the books in this series, the O'Malleys. I've only read the first 2 of them, and I want to finish her series because I love Katie Robert and I want to get through her backlog. It's just that she has so many damn books in it. Wait, this one might be number 4. This one might be number 4. So I think I need to read The Indecent Proposal as well. So I'm going to read The Indecent Proposal, and maybe I'll read Forbidden Promises as well. So there we go. Those are all the books I'm putting on my TBR. It felt really liberating to just get to pick whatever books that I wanted. We'll see if that means I read them or if I should just go back to pulling books because it doesn't matter at all. And maybe in 2021 we won't do TBRs at all. Like, I don't know. I like it for the fact that it has our buddy reads and it has what we want to do, but it's just getting to be like, if I don't stick to them, what's the point except getting people's hopes up for books? But I felt pretty good about just picking some books that I want next. So we'll see. But anyway, thanks so much for watching this. Of course, if you want to do those buddy reads, make sure you check out the Buddy Read Discord, which is the Book Refuge Discord. There's also a link to the Romance Booktuber Discord, which isn't just for booktubers, it's just for Booktube. So if you like watching or creating, you can check that down below. It's a great way to network. You can look for collabs, you can get book recommendations, you can join our Buddy Reads or Readathon. So there's a lot going on in it. Make sure you check it out. We have over 100 members already, and there's always some chatter going on in there if you're looking for more of the romance community. So thank you so much for watching. I put up new videos 3 to 4 times a week, and you can watch some more of them right now. Bye.